In regards to Anarchy 12, one aspect of him that I really like, and we're not getting this from any other characters so far, although I did see another character in there that looks like they had the capabilities of doing so, but you are a creator, you are a genius when it comes to technology, and you create androids.
Right.
What I want to clarify, in case people were slightly confused, but granted, yes, you are a master of technology, but you are a technopath, and you can control technology just with your mind. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I just wanted to get that out there in case people didn't know. But let's talk about your androids, man. Like, you send me concepts of androids, and these things are fucking sick, because you also send them with pictures. Yo, that has to be fun, right? To sit there and come up with creations like that.
My man, it is so fun. All right, like it's crazy because, you know, I can't draw for shit, so I'll look up different arts of and different concepts of, you know, half machine people and this and that, and basically it puts an idea of in my head of what this robot could do if it was unleashed. You know what I mean? So then I go off of what Anarchy can do. All right, what he's able to create with, you know, what he's able to get his hands on, which is virtually limitless between what I can build and the materials that I can get from the black market. So yes. I go off of that. You know, all the abilities that I get, everything that I get, I put it around. I put it around my power and my skill to be able to build, because I'm at a point right now that I can create virtually anything. So basically, when I like I said this, like I'm so excited, like telling you this, man, because this is the process that goes through my brain. It's everywhere right now. I'm sorry. You know, when it comes to, let's say, the King's Hand, all right, I don't particularly know how to play chess myself. All right, I did my research into chess, and I got the characters and the concepts and what they could do from the different ways that the chess pieces can move. All right, so with that, you know, I gave them a cool ass concept. And even though it might not seem that, oh, he can't move like that, the rook can't do this, and the bishop can't, like, you know, shoot sniper rifles. All right, like, it's even though you're not thinking about it how I'm thinking about it. So, you know, the fact that the king is able to shield, the queen in the chessboard can move anywhere. All right, so she is dangerous, but she's vulnerable also. So I made Queen the strongest physical fighter on that team. All right, and that's why she has the blades and the speed and able to cut bullets in half and stuff, because the bitch is bad. That's why. Yeah. All right, and you know, King being my favorite, King is my favorite just because of how badass he is in my head. Being able, like Anarchy doesn't have to do anything because King is there. All right, with his shield standing behind him at all times. So I wanted Anarchy to be the type that he's not a fighter himself. I want him to be a genius. All right, he's smart. He's the one that puts the pieces in order, and he sends them out to do it for him. Anarchy himself isn't the martial arts expert that R-Type is. He isn't the, you know, gun specialist that sniper dude that always hides is. Like, he is a mastermind. And that's what I'm going to continue that concept, and I'm going to continue to keep on building on that.
Top 3 androids that you have created so far.
Ha! Top 3?
From,
all right.
Yeah, who's third? Starting with the third.
3. I would have to say the for the third one. Let's throw in the Nomad. When I thought of the Nomad, you know, the Nomad, he came through, man. The picture that I got of him, he looked like a robot that was just mysterious. And I got his name from, you know, a wanderer. You know what I mean? like I just got it from his from the picture that I had gotten. He's wearing like this hood, and his hood is down a little bit, and he's obviously robotic. So I was like, you know what, this guy looks like he's walking, like he's wandering everywhere. So boom, this is the Nomad. Like this is the Nomad. I believe I called it Nomad 2.5 or something like that. It was so long ago. He was one of the first creations. And
yeah, one of R-Type's first L's.
Yes, from him and B2 Bro. Yes, I have, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, to be able to beat somebody on R-Type's caliber, regardless of the method it was used, the fact of the matter is that they procured a win against arguably the strongest guy besides me in Gamma Haven. You know what I mean? Like, it's as simple as that, And then you have the newest one that I just created that was just showcased. You have the Wanderer. The Wanderer is a improvement on the Nomad. All right. After the Nomad was I was going to ask you that.
Yeah. I was going to ask you that if that was some sort of what's that word? Like a spiritual successor to the Nomad, because I noticed he had the tractor beams too.
Yes.
In addition to like a paralyzing. Yeah.
Right. He has the tracker beams, but he has 3 of them. All right. And his tracker beams are a lot different. I mean, like they're able to do more. His tracker beams are able to not only slow you down, but attack you at the same time in different ways. Him, in general, like as you remember, the Nomad is fast. The Nomad is unpredictable. All right. This guy is different in the way that now I've put different tech in him where now he can warp. All right. This guy is able to flash him, like the flash step himself anywhere. All right. Like it doesn't look like a flash step, but I mean, he's warping. All right. Because he's fast. He has a sword. He is a cybernetic ninja. All right. If you want, like in all essence of the word. All right. Building on top of, the unpredictability. On the unpredictability, I'm making it worse by giving him the ability to warp, giving him unconventional attack patterns, and now he has a sword. So this is changing the game up for anybody he's fighting.
Yeah. Right. Now, I made a slight mistake in the last episode. There was a certain part that got cut out that I feel like kind of muddied up what was happening, and that was when the spoilers. When the Wanderer was on the roof, he had captured Myra Dyra, paralyzed her, and then he had called a aircraft to come pick her up, and then he warps away. I accidentally left that out and ended up skipping right to when that mysterious woman came to save Myra and then got attacked by the Wanderer.
That confused me, but I thought maybe I just had to listen to the episode again. All right.
Yeah, it's crazy how a few words getting cut out can kind of mess it up. So he captured Myra Dyra, called the ship. The woman was watching all this happen. She decided not to go out there because she couldn't face that thing. And he ended up warping away, but he knew she was there. So when he warped away, he actually had circled around. So when she ran out there to save Myra, he came from behind her.
Okay. I got you.
I cut that out on accident.
All right, but at the end of the day, this is just a question for you. But at the end of the day, he did, he let Myra go for the orders.
No, he let the mysterious woman go. Okay, Myra got collected by the ship when it came.
And that's what I thought. All right, that's what I thought happened. All right, cool. All right, and then I have to say the last one is King. King is my favorite because King is. Go ahead.
Oh, I thought you said Kane at first. I'm like, whoa, is this like you got a new android that's like Kane, like from WWE?
The one that speaks Tiger and Tekken and everybody understands him? Yes. But nah, King. King is an android of mine, that goes with the King's Guard set. That I have to say is my favorite just because of he's down, like he's able to defend against so many different things. And I envision this in my head every single time that, you know, he comes through for the save, that Anarchy is so unfazed and unbothered by anything that's in front of him, that he's literally staring at you, smiling slightly, because he knows that whatever you do to him, King is behind him, ready to defend and ready to attack anything.
That has to provide like a serious sense of security right there.
Absolutely. All right. Mind hacks, you know, bullets, sword strikes, all of that stuff. The King's Guard is there to stop all of that. And if you can manage to get past that, now you have my suit to deal with. So these are all the things that make Anarchy great. You know, this, like, my androids are only going to get better. I have so many different ideas that I'm waiting to showcase. I don't want to throw too much at the audience at one time. I want them to actually to learn and to grow a love for the ones that I'm throwing out. I have concepts. I have so many things written down that I'm throwing out little by little, just so I could keep them interested.
Okay. Now let's talk about your suit. You mentioned your suit, and I want to make sure the viewers understand that you had the keyword warp technology, or
alien tech.
Alien tech, and you acquired that keyword from when you had captured the Green God and its ship.
Yes.
And you had turned that alien tech into warp technology, which you then attached to your suit. Mm-hmm. Can you tell the viewers what exactly your suit is now capable of doing, in case it wasn't clear?
All right. So basically, the alien technology, I attached that keyword to my ability to create technology. So with that, I'm able to basically my suit is able to warp anything that I need by analyzing what's needed at that time to come out of it. And it comes from Sector 12 itself, from a supercomputer that I codenamed the Prophet. All right. The Prophet is a name given to it because of obvious reasons. It's able to foresee and then do something about it. All right. Mm-hmm. It's probably one of the most important things that I have. It's actually one of my greatest creations. And, you know, I can't wait to showcase it a lot more. Like, I haven't really been able to do it as much, but it's going to happen really soon.
Okay. All right. So if in regards to androids, if you could make an android, and this is just a little game I want to play here, of the android's body parts, you have its head, its arms, its legs, and its body. Now let's start with the head. If you could implement an ability from any character currently in Haven into its head.
If I can input any what into his head?
Ability.
Any ability from what?
From any character in Haven.
Ooh, his head?
And instill that in its head.
All right. If I could do that in his head, I would say it's a cross between Rezinoc's ability and Seiko's.
Okay, so Rezinoc's, I'm assuming, data analysis ability. Okay, and what is Seiko doing with her senses?
Seiko, I think, has a more, you know, abstract idea of what you can do with sense manipulation. So, like, it looks like, you know, I would be able to do a lot more with that.
Okay. So which one, Rez or Seiko?
For the sake of what Anarchy is and what he does, I'm gonna have to take Rezinoc.
Okay, so Rezinoc's ability, data analysis inside of your android's head. Okay, what about the body?
All right, the body. The body, I'm going to have to say that everybody that I've met so far.
Well, it doesn't have to be someone you met. I just, like, this is a meta conversation, so it can be any character currently in the game.
Okay. All right, so you know, body, I'm just gonna say B2 Brawler, because it seems like everybody out there is squishy. So B2 Brawler can take a hit.
Okay, and what about arms?
Arms, I want. You know, as much as I don't like him, I have to say that R-Type has hands. I'll definitely take those arms. All right.
All right. Are we talking about his new arms or his old arms?
All right. This bitch ass shouldn't have lost, number one. All right, so I'm gonna sit there and take them new arms because them new arms, they ain't lose a fight yet.
Those arms are undefeated.
Those arms is undefeated right now. All right. So.
and legs. What about legs?
All right, legs. Who got the quickest feet out there so far? Legs. I'm going. Nobody's light on their feet out there, man.
I feel like there's somebody, but I just can't think of them right now.
You know what? But I don't know if it's powered by his leg. I was gonna take shade, but I don't think his powers is warping for his legs. Alright. Yeah, for as far as legs go, you know what? Fuck it. I'll take Mr. Makai Funiichi. Alright.
Oh shit.
I'll take Mr. Makai Funiichi. Alright. You know what I mean? Between R-Type's arms and Funiichi legs, I don't know, man. Funiichi legs, boy, I don't know. Okay.
All right, yo, listen. In regards to Rezinoc, what are your thoughts on Rezinoc?
All honesty,
just his character in general.
All honesty, I think that he's too much. Like the power is too much. Mm-hmm. I don't particularly care for the power because it's not original, and that's for me. This game, the originality and what you do with it is everything. You know what I mean? Like I think that it makes your individuality stand out more. You know what I mean? You're not relying from somebody else. You're not relying on your own version of that technique for somebody else for everything that you do. You're making all of this shit up yourself. You know what I mean? So I have to say that is my only issue with him. Besides, the fact that he wants to be a good guy.
So just like how Anarchy can get data from different G types and then turn that into a tech, like a robot version, or turn it into some kind of resource for his androids. The thing with Rezinoc is when he analyzes data, he then is presented with an aspect of the mutation that he analyzed. Mm-hmm. And we have a thing that we worked out, just like every other player, if we got to really sit down and flesh out how their abilities work. I've done that with every character so far who I needed to do it with, him specifically. So what he does is he'll analyze a mutation, and then we'll turn that into a unique version that only Rez would have.
Okay, so he can't do the same things that, let's say, I can do, or what you want to call it. He has to make up his own way of doing it.
Exactly.
Okay, now that makes it it makes it much better than how I'm thinking of it.
Well, that's how originally it started out like that, but really quickly we ended up working something out, because I do take that really seriously. This is a game where you only have 3 abilities. Right. You know what I mean? And I want everyone to be unique to the point where they would rely on each other, form alliances and so on and so forth. So that's really important.
So just to clarify this, so I realize, let's say if he took R-Type's powers, like he wouldn't be able to do clones and all those Japanese shits that R-Type be doing. He's not able to do any of that stuff.
Now clones, something like clones, that's different, because that's such a vague, you know what I mean? That's such that's like base level shit anyway.
Okay.
You know what I mean? A lot of what R-Type does at its core is very basic, but he turns it into something else
with martial arts. Right.
Yeah, and all those different techniques that he turns. But energy manipulation by itself That's very it's hard to kind of copyright that, you know what I mean?
No, absolutely. I mean, it's the same thing with my powers. But I rarely really use my powers anyway. But mine's are basic. Like, I can tell machines what to do. Like, it is what it is.
Right.
So I don't know how you can make another version of that.
It would happen. It would happen. Even if I had to think about it for days until he actually acquired it. Between me and him, we would come up with something that made it so it was different from what you were doing. It's like an offspring of that ability,
right?
You know, even in Rezinoc's solo episode, he was creating clones, but they were imperfect and they were made of elements. You know,
okay.
Using his other abilities, he was creating elemental clones, but they were imperfect. He doesn't know how to fucking fight. So they were getting beat up. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of different aspects to it that, yeah, you can duplicate it, but that doesn't mean you're going to be able to, it's not going to be the same, or it's, you know, to the same effect.
Right. I understand that.
And I think that's why Rezinoc is interesting, because he's like a hodgepodge. He's imperfect. Think of blue magic in Final Fantasy. You know, you had that one character that had the blue magic ability.
Yeah. I was actually a blue mage in Final Fantasy XI. Very proud of it.
So they're kind of like the human or whatever race you are version of the monster's abilities.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's kind of the route that we're going with that. I just wanted to bring that up because believe it or not, he's like an organic version of Anarchy to me.
You say organic?
Organic. He's like a living computer.
Okay. You
know what I mean?
It's too bad that he joined the wrong side.
Yeah, well then there's that too. And that leads me to my next question.